Well, now that I've finished painting the outside of the house, I'm moving on to the inside, and I'm upstairs in this area here. You might remember this area from our very first video. It was a making over of our daughter's bedroom, and my wife and I introduced the house. We showed you through each of the bedrooms, and this room here is just a big upstairs open area with a bit of a space down below where you can look over the dining room, kitchen and stairway. This is going to be in for a big makeover. Look, what can I say? There's a timber ceiling that's going to get painted. There's the handrails that have never had a balustrade in them. It's going to get done, and we're going to put glass in there. We're actually going to change the stairs as well, and we're going to replace them with a new set of really nice timber stairs with a elbow at the bottom. And the other thing we're going to do is close in some of this floor. So let me show you that, and I'll explain as I go. All right, let's have a look at this area. So we've actually got quite a big space up here, and we'll start at the top. This ceiling, rake ceiling, is fairly high. As you can see, it's about 3.5 meters off this floor, but because of the big hole, it's really hard to get to. So it's actually too high to reach. We've never painted it, it's just been timber. And below that, you can see the walls have been filled in and they've been painted, except that little bit of patching that we did to close off the gaps that were there. We've got all this area is going to be painted and white. We've got this end of the room here that's just been really messy looking bookshelves. We're going to get rid of those, and we're going to put some cabinetry along the bottom here to store our books. Looking around the other side, there's nothing special here, except at the bottom there, we've got a big floor opening. We're actually going to go in and fill in the floor. And the floor, we're going to fill in across here from the first post, and that's all going to be floor. We're going to actually make it a little bit more usable. So this space has got a little bit more of an area where we can put a little bit of a lounge, some lamps, and have a little sitting area in this upper space. Because otherwise it's just, it looks fantastic from downstairs, looks fantastic from upstairs, but it's really a really big waste of space. The other thing we're going to do is replace these stairs. There we go. Let me go down and show you. So these stairs here, they're long, straight. We've never finished them, as you can see. In here the glass is missing, or the balustrading is missing. We're going to reshape this so that we have the stairs coming down, and at about this point here, we're going to put a little landing and turn the stairs into this direction, so they're going to come into the room. There's going to be a little elbow. I'll see if I can put a sketch on screen for you to show you that and explain it. If I can quickly just show you what's down here in the kitchen. You might remember the kitchen again from the first video we did. It's basically sitting out in the open, and above it there's no lights because there's no ceiling. We've got some lights on the side over here, and we've got some other lights on the side over here, but the kitchen area doesn't get as much lighting as we'd like. So one of the reasons that we're closing in the floor up here is across here there's going to be the floor's going to be extended to there, which will actually cover the kitchen, and we can put some nice hanging lights above it. Yes, I know that kitchen looks fairly old now. Some of you think, oh, it looks great. No, it's really old. It's 20 years old now. So one day that's going to get rebuilt as well and replaced. But we want to have a ceiling above it so we can hang some lights and do all the nice things. So let's get started. I'm going to start taking off this edge here of gyprock, take off those timber trims, and start pulling it out and getting it ready to close in that floor. I've trimmed back the flooring and taken off the gyprock, so over here and on the other side. Basically now what I've realised is I want to extend it a little bit further, so I'm actually going to take the gyprock back to that post, which means on the other side we're going to have to extend down to just that little bit further. The floor will just come out that little bit extra, so we've got a little bit of coverage, and it's really so we can get right over the top edge, there we go, of the kitchen area. So right across here I need to mount a piece of timber so that we can mount the joists, and the joists are going to go long ways. And I've just got this bit of timber here that I'm going to start putting in on this side. So I'm just going to fix it onto there and drill it in place. Let me show you what I'm going to put through the timber, because at the moment I've got a couple of different options. So both of these here, this one here on the left is a Dynabolt, and a Dynabolt's designed for concrete, but it'll do just as good a job in steel, even if it's only temporary, just to hold it up in position for me. And this one here is a roofing screw. It's sort of a self-drilling, self-tapping roofing screw, and if I need to I'll put a couple of those in just to hold it till I can find the best solution. But it may be that I get some slightly bigger bolts afterwards. But that's what I'm doing when I'm up here, drilling up in here and up in here. You'll see that those are the bolts I've used. So right here you can see the brackets are in place, they've been nailed in. The end here I've started framing up the wall, so across here there's going to be a wall that's going to replace the old handrail that was there, because that's going to be sort of a little area up here, like I said, enclosed for a little lounge living area. And what's going to happen at the end of the wall is we're going to have this timber post here as original, and the handrail is going to plug back into it on the other side, and over there we'll do the same thing. We'll put the handrail back up in that spot there against that timber, and then the wall will extend all the way down from the bottom of that to the top here handrail, so it's going to be the same height as the old posts. And what I have to do next is just in here, you see that little pencil mark, through the middle there's got to be a row of blocking. So the blocking goes in there to support to steady the floor, basically stop it tipping. And I'll put a little bit of extra blocking across here, maybe 3 or 4 lots to support the end wall, and I'll explain that when I get to that as well. So I'm just about ready to do some flooring now, but let me show you what I've done so far. So as you can see here, we've done the wall, and that wall is going to be covered with gyprock and then capped with a little rail, a little bit of timber on top of it. The flooring is, or the floor frame is blocked out, and those blocks are all screwed in just so they stiffen the end one, so it gives that end wall extra bit of stiffness, which is very solid at the moment. And just to show you what's going to happen here, the new flooring is this one here. It's going to sit in there in the grooves of the old and basically match into the flooring running all the way across.